Hello, Katrina. Welcome to the call. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time for this, I guess, testimonial, don't know what you call it, video call, whatever the case
Pleasure.
may be. So I appreciate your time. Before we do anything, just for those guys who may see this, just who are you? Apart from me, Katrina, who are you? Where are you? And what do you do, please?
I'm Katrina. I live in Perth at the moment. I sort of jump around between Perth and Sydney. I'm a Sydney girl living in Perth, surviving a very hot summer. I work in marketing. I'm um, I'm a marketing executive and love it. I digital marketing. I also am a busy mum of twin 10-year-old boys. So
Busy life, right?
that's me in a nutshell. Yeah, so it's a busy. The reason I say that it's a busy life, but there's time. There's time to
Yeah.
still do. I've carved out time to do what I'm doing with you. Is the reason I mentioned that.
Okay. Um, can I ask you, the first question is, what was your experience like as a trader, if in fact you were trading, before we got together, before you joined me? What was your
Yeah,
experience in the trading world like?
absolute zip zero none. I had done a. I was was on a break between jobs, and I thought I want to do something new and something different. And trading started popping up. I've always been interested. I've never made that time and space to do it. I did a some free academy course on one of the prop firm sites, and I think then because I had spoken about it to one or two friends, going, this is really interesting. Then of course Meta listings and started popping up Facebook ads everywhere, and then it really piqued my interest, and I started looking for a coach. And I remember in the first chat I had with you, and I had a chat with a few different people. My first chat with you, I was saying to you, if I go forward, should I learn more? What should I learn before we get started? Because I don't want to waste your time and mine, because I'm a complete newbie. And your answer was, do yourself a favor and don't go and get yourself confused in the information. Let's just start from. So I pretty much started from a blank slate.
Terrific. And in lots of ways, yeah, and I have quite a number of clients who are brand new.
Yeah,
And I probably would have said this too. I'm not quite sure in our initial chitty chat. Um, that being a brand new trader, in many ways, you're at a distinct advantage because you don't bring
mm,
poor trading habits to the table, which most of my clients do, that have to be
yeah,
undone. So that's a distinct advantage. Um,
mm,
how did you find, first of all, being a brand new trader, how did you find, first of all, the educational content? Now, did you think it flowed? Was
yeah,
it easy to understand? Did
yeah,
it, even from a brand new trade's perspective, could you kind of get your head around it initially?
yeah. Very, very much so. I think it was very, very clear, very methodical, very learnable,
Yeah,
if
a word,
that's
yeah.
such a term.
I'm not sure if it's a
Yeah, and I
word,
think
but we'll
the
run with it.
way uh, we'll go on with it. I've often made up words, Karen. They're a lot better than that, most of them. But you get what I mean. I
Yeah.
I think it was I think yes. So the learning itself, I find you've got a very clear what is a very, very complex area. And the more I'm getting into it and the more currently reading some books you've recommended, I'm finding myself some podcasts, and there's things that I'm now reading and you're like, yeah, that's obvious, right? Like, why
Yeah,
would you be doing that? And it's because
yeah.
you've taken what is an incredibly complex beast. And I get the impressions from some of your comments and stories that you've been to the end and back again more than once, and you have learnt from experience. You have summarized it into such a repeatable system, and that works for me. You've seen me with
Mm,
the way that I laminate
mm,
things and the rest of
mm,
it, that you
mm.
can learn it and repeat it. There's obviously then a whole piece you have to then have start to build some instinct and practice and chart time and the rest of it, but that initial learning, very, very doable. And I think then the way it's structured in your course is that you say, here's a chunk of reading, print it, read it again, read it 10 times, I think you recommend.
Yeah,
Um, that
No one ever does,
I'm
but I
not sure if
recommend it.
no one ever does, but let's be honest. But to actually sit with that and then have that time to read that and then go through it and then go through it one-on-one in a call. I like that format as well. And I think that with some things you also we're not moving on until we've got this bit right. And,
I'm
I
going to
want to
ask
say,
you
come on,
that.
let's just move on. Let's
Yeah.
just move on, Darren. I want to get to here by then. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, no, because,
Yeah.
and it's only when you move on, you think, it's only when, even last week, some of the stuff we were doing, and then I went, oh, I actually missed a few key thoughts there. I'm really glad we didn't move on because the whole thing would have been a mess. In pace, where we are in our, it's not a structure, you have to do this in week 1, this in week 2, that it's how much have you understood it, how much work have you done, how much time have you done, and if we get it, we can move on. But if we haven't, we can sit here. And I think
Yeah.
that was really good as well, because everyone's going to learn at a different pace. That I found it very, very doable.
Wonderful.
So,
And I do
and I
get
think
that.
if I can just add to that,
Please.
sorry, I was going to say, I'll add to that. I think what's really valuable in such a complex beast is that you make clear what you need to know as much as what not to worry about. You're really good at saying, nope, nope. And I do it, fill my head and overthink with lots of things. You go, no, don't need to know any of that. None of that is useful. None of that is helpful. Stick to this. And it's not, that's very, very helpful, I think.
Well, thank you. And I've long said, I like to, whilst it's easy to say, and I understand that if you think of the term trading the global financial markets, by definition, you would think that has to be a complicated thing to do. You've got to have this kind of mindset, or you're hardwired that way, or some fucking degree, or the no, you don't. So the way that I know you know this, I've always been an advocate, and I've said this more than once. The way that I teach, and this is not a thing about me, but the way that I teach is so a 6-year-old could understand it. Trading is not difficult. Traders make what they think is a complex thing, which is inherently a simple thing, but by definition, we seem to think we need to have more information to get our head around it. We don't. We need less information.
No.
There's a handful of things you need to master them, and you're good for the rest of your life. It really is that simple.
Well, and I agree with you, and that could sound salesy in a Facebook ad, but it's very, very true and authentic of what you've done. I thought it would be really overwhelming. I come from a marketing background. I'm a designer by trade. I am definitely more the creative type. And I've spoken to some of the guys in my old executive, and they're like, what? You're doing what? Family and friends are like, it's nowhere near the background or anything I've ever done before. It's kind of not my lane, but as I've said to you, I absolutely love it. For some reason, I've always been interested, but you have made something which I thought would be overwhelming, very, very simple and really enjoyable.
Yeah, well, thank you. It is simple. We've just got to keep it simple. That old kiss rule, right? How did you find? No, I know you found the course content itself, because you just answered that in sequential order. And I know, and I'm big on this, I do not rush anybody through, even though, come on, mate, come on. No way, man. Not until I'm convinced. And there's a reason for that. It's, half of my job is to hold people accountable and make sure they get it, because you're paying me not an insignificant amount of money for you to master this thing. So I want to make sure that I show up and do that. How did you find our weekly Zoom coaching calls? Like, were they, of course, they add to the training, and that's why the calls were there. But did you find it? Did it flow? Did I make those calls? It's not about me, but did I make those calls easy to understand by seeing your charts and saying, no, this is, all that stuff?
Yeah.
Did you find they were, overly meaningful, if I can put it that way?
Yeah, I think, absolutely is the short answer. I think they did flow, that they would follow up. They'd kind of consolidate everything that had gone away and read tried to learn, tried to do in the charts, because you always say, come on, mark up your charts. And you're there to answer any questions. I just didn't even know how to put text on it, or my Fibbo doesn't work.
Yeah,
Or
whatever. Basic stuff. Yeah.
simple things that I think would be easy to get lost in, particularly being new. Sometimes it was how to get into the demo accounts and some weird things. But I think more so that you're very, what you see is what you get. Do you know what I mean? You're a straight shooter. The calls, you get on the call, you do what you need to do. If you have to keep going with it, we go over and over examples. But to be honest, if you kind of nailed a topic for the day, it's a shorter call because we've done what we need to do and have a good week. So I think you're absolutely, no BS, but you're also no ego, which in this field, and I did get to a couple of coaches.
There's lots of Lambos and Rolex watches that are bullshit. Yeah, I get all that.
Yeah. No, and look, you even probably, because I'm on the female variety, but you announce F-bombs before they come as well. Look, I think you're a straight shooter, and I really appreciate that in the way that you teach as well. You know that it's everyone's time is valuable, and I think you make the most of by delivering that information package to read. You go and do your chart time, then we come back and talk about it, and you're also available between. I often don't like emailing or disturbing because we'll see each other next week. But I know I've often sent you just a quick question so that I can keep.
I love that. That's available. I love that.
Yeah, and I think that you're very authentic to that, and I think if it's a one-liner, yes or no, it's always a direct answer, and even occasionally it's been like a 2-minute video to go, listen, I just want to show you what we're talking about here. So I appreciate you've got lots of students, but I think that you definitely have, I felt, as a student, had my interests.
And it's important. It's important because people pay for some sort of guidance, right? Some sort of me or anyone else. I understand that.
Yep.
And I get this quite a bit, particularly when I'm talking to new clients who may be potential clients. It's like, the course was great, but when I had a question, there was no one to answer it. Like there was no. That's as important as the actual coaching.
Yes.
I don't want you to wait a week. I don't want you to wait a week. If you've got a question, let's just get it answered. If I was paying what you're paying me, I would expect that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, you definitely deliver, is what I say, and I don't.
Okay.
I feel very comfortable in saying, and it's also a really good, sharp, quick answer. Do you know what I mean? I think it's
there's no point fluffing it. Yep.
No, and it's usually it doesn't have to be within the day or within a time response, but it's usually pretty prompt as well.
Cool.
So,
I look back, so you've now gone through, for those guys who are watching this, you've gone through our initial 100 days and you're now into a very unimaginative title, round 2, where you're learning another 2 setups, a deeper dive, how we can find more opportunities to enter the market and how to manage the trade and so on and so on. I remember when we first met, really I do, and our first conversations, and I now every time we chat now, it's like 2 traders talking to each other. You are talking in trading language. You are talking to me as if, Darren, this is what I'm doing, and not even asking for my advice. I love the fact that you were taking your own trades under your own steam. So, and we forget to remember this because time goes so fast. You're 130 days or 60, whatever it is, so far in such a short period of time for such what you would call a complex skill to learn, which is not that complex, but now you're talking like a trader. Now you are doing things like a trader does. That's a long way from our initial conversation.
It is, and it's funny, if I talk like that with anyone I know, they'd just be saying, and I've said to you before, like, listen to you, and I'm like, I'm just talking shit, Darren, and you're like, no, this is real talk. And I guess credit to you as well, because I know you are a top trader that I would normally think, I'm not going to talk like that because I feel like an idiot in front of you. I feel very comfortable.
Not here, man.
And I'm literally just, because this is how I'm feeling, because you've told me that's what it looks like, so that's what it is. And if I get it wrong, you go, no. It's not that, but then you go, why? But I feel very kind of safe from a teaching perspective in the sense that I can launch into it and you can go, well, have you got the trend right? You're like, oh God, I got the whole trend wrong. but I don't. You're safe to do that,
Yeah,
like I
of
think
course you are.
I feel,
Because
and that's the best
because
place to learn.
because it's a steep learning curve, particularly over that
Yeah,
short time frame. It's a huge learning curve over
yes,
130 days or 160 days. You actually
yeah,
have now, not the first time I've said this to you, so any guys who are watching this, this is not the first time I've said this to Katrina. You have mastered the second highest paid skill on the planet, and you've done that. Yes, there's a few more bits and pieces, but you know enough already without those bits and
I think
pieces.
master's a bit rich, but
Well, do you know trend level signal money management?
yes, I do.
Well, then you've mastered it
Master. Okay, I'll take it.
in a short period of time. Now, yes, it's a combination of me teaching you, but you did the work.
Mm,
Not every client does the work, and I'm not knocking anybody, but you showed up. And I know the ones who are going to move through fast because they're always in
mm,
contact with me. They're sending me emails. I can see they're invested in their
yeah,
education. And I don't want to
yeah.
embarrass you. And this is why you have been the only female in our inaugural Crocodile Traders experiment. And I won't
Mm,
tell these guys who are watching this what that means, but that's meaningful. So you've done the work as well. I
yeah,
don't want to embarrass you, but you're here for a reason, and you've done that, right?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and more than anything, I think one thing about I know I asked one thing. You are very passionate about what you do, and your
Yeah,
passion is contagious. I
yeah.
think, like, I love it on my own steam, but I think it helps being having a coach that is so passionate about what
It's
you
good to be
do. And
accountable to a passionate coach. I think that's probably the better way to put it.
yeah, yeah, probably I think so. But I think I remember in also in our initial chat, kind of the slightly cynical me. I'm assessing you as a do I
Of
move
course,
forward
you
as a
should be
coach?
skeptical. You're about to hand over $6,000. Why wouldn't you be skeptical?
Well, and I said to you, if you're so good, I hope I wasn't so cocky, but if you're
Why am I
so good
doing
at this,
this?
Darren, why are you teaching?
Yeah,
And now this far, and you said, because I love it. And you've said it before, you're a bit of a trading tragic sometimes, that you just want to do trading and you love trading and you want to talk trading and be in trading and you enjoy teaching people this skill.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I completely understand it. Like it's totally engulfing in a really good way. And I get that now. And you are absolutely a master at what you do and you share it so willingly. And having had the one-on-one sessions with you, and I'll be honest, I signed up to one-on-one because I thought I'm such a newbie. I
Yeah,
don't want to hold anyone else up. I don't want to slow anyone else down
yeah,
because
I
I could get
understand that. And the group
completely
option,
muppet.
yeah, yeah.
Rather than make an ass of myself in the group option, that I did it for that reason. But then the benefit very quickly became I could run at my own pace.
Yeah.
So if I got certain things quickly, then I could move forward. It also did give me access, and you advocate this openly in the group sessions, that I get access to. I'm able to see their recordings.
Yeah,
So
and
I
join
do
in and join
see,
in those group recordings by those group
yeah,
Zoom calls. By
I
the way,
haven't joined a group one, but I'll be honest, I still go back to a number of
yeah,
those when I'm just
yeah,
polishing up on something. And you learn so much. I think a lot of adult learning is, yes, the teacher, but also from the questions. And I think to see other people's questions and sessions on the same things that I did, then I think I picked that helped my
it's
like
very helpful
accelerate my learning
because
to
they
go
ask
back and
questions that you
actually,
didn't think of. Absolutely,
yeah, yep,
yeah.
all the consolidated things, or you've done a new tricky thing on the MT5 that I haven't seen before, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. So there's all these different. But I would say to anyone, this is testimonial stuff, that anyone who is thinking about the two, that if you do sign up, or if you're definitely moving forward and you don't know which one of the benefits would be on the one-on-one, that you can look at it. It's a whole library of information, really, and you'd be wise to make the time to go back and, yeah, sure, you've done FinVars yourself, but go back and watch a couple of different sessions, because it just it's accelerated my learning for sure.
Wonderful. Thank you. By the way, anyone watching this, this is not a paid testimonial. I know that sounded
No,
wonderful and great for
no,
my
not paying
ego,
me a cent.
guys, but it's not a paid testimonial. Thank you,
Not
Katrina.
paying me a
Uh,
cent. Anyway.
well, you'll be paid in due course from the market, so that's fine. Um,
Exactly right.
I just want to end this on. I normally say, what would you say to someone who's sitting on the fence? Because I'm not for
Yeah.
everybody. The group's 4,000,
Yep.
the one-on-ones, that's out there, that's open. So you've already answered that. But I want to end this with how you are feeling, and complete honesty, how you are feeling around your trading, your results thus far, and where you think your future lies, knowing what you know now, if that kind of makes sense. How are you feeling about,
Yeah.
do you feel our interaction has been valuable, not only return on your financial commitment, but
Yeah.
also on your time commitment? Do you feel it's been worthy of your 160 days you've taken out of your life and money out of your pocket?
So once again, short answer, absolutely. Can I answer that fenced it up question? Because I was actually
I
ready for that
want you to
one.
free form. This is
And
free
it
form,
partly, and it partly, I'm running the show, not you, Darren. Um,
as always.
that, yeah, yeah. Part and it partly answers what you're talking about here is I think one of the big things, whether it be in business or privately, when you're making a big decision, one of the big trilogies is time, money, and resources. From a time perspective, I think stop wasting time and just, I would say, jump on and get yourself a really good coach in Darren. From a money perspective, whether you're new to trading, there's like it's an opportunity to make either a side income or definitely move towards a new career. I think so. From that perspective, it's an investment, it's an education investment, and it's worth
Yeah.
absolutely every cent. I'd also say from that money perspective, if you're already a trader, and I didn't come from that perspective, if you're looking for a coach, there's something obviously you're not happy with your trading. You're either risking too much or you're not making enough, or whatever you think your situation, whatever your reason for hunting is, it's the opportunity cost of not having a
Yeah.
good coach and not having all the systems and the clarity that you teach. And I think it's the clarity. And the other one is the resources, the time, money, resources. And from my perspective, I just reiterate the fact that I came to it new. So if anyone is listening to this as a new trader thinking, oh, I don't know if I've got it, I should learn something or do something first to make the most of then my money investment. To the point we made earlier, Darren, I think don't, because it is complicated. And even now I'll go looking for answers somewhere and I'm like, no, what am I doing? That's complicated. Ask
Mm,
Darren. So you
mm.
make it very clear. So from a resource perspective, if you don't have any in the sense of skills in this area, don't don't try and do some research. If you want a coach, go Darren. It's the best thing I did to jump on. To answer your question, how am I feeling right now? Um, like I keep saying, oh, I feel so new and that type of thing. But I sit down to the charts. I love it. I enjoy it. I've taken this time to learn something new, which I don't know, either be a professional, a human, or a parent at this age, I love the fact that I've given myself time just to grow my brain in something new. I
Yes.
haven't done that in ages.
Mm.
So that alone has been really fantastic. The fact that it's got the ability to make money as a side hustle to start with, I would absolutely like to continue this into, I have much bigger goals as I've shared with you. Um, but I feel very I open my charts. I look forward to opening my charts every morning with my coffee and reviewing them. I absolutely love it. Somebody's going to do brain
That
training,
doesn't mean taking
crosswords
a
or whatever.
trade, does it?
And it doesn't mean taking a trade. Like, and I've had friends who've started talking, oh, how long does it take? Well, it depends on how many markets you've got. But I can jump through the markets in the morning and go, yeah, there's probably about 5 I need to come back to and have a look at. So then I go and get my second coffee and go, right, let's drill into each of them.
Beautiful.
And I feel absolutely well equipped. And I don't know if you ever feel confident in trading. I've been listening to a few of them say you should always feel a little bit uncomfortable. That means that it's
Yeah.
working. But I do feel comfortable in that I have as much knowledge as others. Or you've often said, like, to have these basic things, like the information, the trading system that and the clarity you provide, that puts you in the top 10%.
You are.
From the start, I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, Darren. I don't think so.
Well, I don't
But
care if
now
you
that
like
I'm
it or
listening,
not. I can tell you, you are.
I know, but it's really, and that's where I do trust. I trust because you're a straight shooter and you've got a lot of experience. So I do just take you on your word. But the more that I do read these books you've recommended and find my own podcast, it's like, yeah, that's obvious. And that's obvious that you think,
Yeah.
wow, I really do have the tools. So I'm feeling more and more confident. And honestly, we just finished the 100 days. Then we went into Christmas. So we kind of was a bit loose around there. But I'm not that far in for someone. And I feel surprisingly confident in sitting down to my charts and absolutely have a clear path forward and feel really positive about it. So
Yeah,
was it worth
and you're on
it?
the right
Hell
side,
yes.
and you're on the right side of the ledger with your prop firm.
Yeah.
That's moving in
Yep.
the right direction. That's wonderful.
Absolutely. Like really positive things. I haven't verified just yet, but I'm not far from it. And
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, feel really sort of happy and confident for where it
We'll
is.
have a catch up. We'll have a catch up Zoom call when you're verified, which is imminent, really, at the end of the
Yep.
day. Just don't do anything stupid and you'll be fine.
No, no, I haven't at this stage, so I'm not planning to. So, and it's interesting when I go to trade things, sometimes I think, oh, yeah, maybe. And then the Darren voice comes in your head going, I mean, really? And you're like, yeah, no, that's not a good
Well,
idea.
the maybe,
So,
without the Darren voice, the maybe says it all. If there's a maybe, don't
yeah,
do it.
yes, it's so true. And I
If it's
think
a
yesterday,
hi, I'm
especially,
excited, you do it.
yeah, yeah. When you say hello, pin bar, you know it's going to be a good day. So,
Love you,
yeah,
Pinbar. Let's see how much money you can make
yeah,
me over these ensuing days or weeks. Either way, I'm
sure.
going to give you a fair crack at it. I'm going to take an order. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, I enjoy it.
Katrina, we're going
So,
to pull it
and
up
thank
at
you.
that. Thank you so much. Wonderful to talk to you as always. We're going to jump on our scheduled call next week, our coaching call. But I do
Yeah,
want to
great.
thank you for your time for this testimonial. I don't even know what you want to call
Pleasure.
it, but this chat. Anyway,
Yep. No, I love it. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. I'm thrilled with the decision I made, and I was really like kind of nervous as a newbie. Should I be doing trading? Are you the right person? I did
yeah,
speak to a few other people, and it was just a bit more. I don't know, ego, pushy, whatever. I don't know. I just found you very real, very authentic. I watched a lot of these videos myself. I don't normally do testimonials, but that's what got me across the line because it's just consistent. You clearly get on with
thank you.
people. And I think what I've seen, I was going to say in your group calls as well, is no one's left behind.
No.
So you really cater to everyone. You have a real kindness in your teaching as well.
And we
But
have a bit of fun as well while we're
they're
doing
all,
it.
oh yeah,
I do rip into people, and they rip into me
I
as well, and that's okay.
was going to say, some days you need a bit of tough skin kind of thing because and sometimes you'll be really passionate about something and go like, oh wow, okay, that was clear. Like, I'm sorry, that was probably a bit much, but is it clear? Yeah, oh yeah, it's clear. Got it. So if that's not your cup of tea, don't sign up with Darren. But I
No,
think
don't.
you're crazy.
If
Don't.
you can't held been held accountable, do not even contemplate
Yeah,
joining with me. I can tell you now.
no, no, absolutely. But yeah, a lot of fun. Absolutely love it. Thank you for sharing your passion and all
Wonderful.
your knowledge.
Thank you so much for your time. I'll catch you on our Zoom call next week.
Excellent. See ya.
Bye bye.